Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Maths and Matrix. In this video, I am discussing few more questions from the paper NDA 2 2022. Set A mathematics paper we are discussing. So here we begin with the question of this session. Question number 22nd based on binomial theorem. Here you have to answer 3 questions together counting from the 22nd. For this given info that you have a binomial expansion of this binomial p plus qx to the whole power 9. For this binomial expansion of this binomial, you are asked in the 22nd question, what is the value of q if the coefficients of x cube and x power 6 are equal? So this is the known condition you have to follow to determine the value of q. Now first of all, you understand the given binomial p plus qx to the power 6. Any term, the general term in the expansion of this given polynomial is written as tr plus 1 is equals to ncr p to the power r qx to the power n minus r. This is called general term in the expansion of the given binomial. Now referring to this general term, you can talk about the coefficient of x power 3 and coefficient of x power 6. There you equate them to know the k value. Okay. So first of all, you understand when you have such binomial p plus qx, x power cube is only possible where you can get the qx to the whole power 3. Means you want the n minus r value to be 3 or 6. So accordingly you can get the value for r. So first of all, the 9 minus r. See, in this question, n is equals to 9. First of all, you understand. Sorry, it was 9. I wrote 6. I am sorry. This is 9. Okay. So, 9 minus r, we want it to be, this 9 minus r, we want it to be 3 means r has to be how much? 6. And when you want 9 minus r to be 6, then r has to be 3. So, did you get that? So, accordingly, now you can easily calculate the coefficients of x cube and x to the power 6 using the power of q as n minus r. So I am writing that for you. The coefficient of x cube is given equal to the coefficient of x power 6. So on the next line, coefficient of x cube will be 9c. R is what for x cube? It's 6. 9c 6. The p to the power 6, q to the power 3. Because when r is 6, n minus r, 9 minus 6 will be 3. Similarly, for coefficient of x to the power 6, it is r is equals to 3. So, we have 9c3, p to the power 3, q to the power 6. So, you can see that both the sides 9c6 is same as 9c3 because in the concept ncr is same as ncn minus r. And there you can simplify p to the power 3 out of p to the power 6 and q to the power 3 out of q to the power 6. So what you are remain with, p cube is equals to q cube, which is directly telling you that p is equals to q. So what is the value of q then? It is p itself, and the answer option A for this, isn't it? Coming on to the next question for the same info, and now they say ratio of the coefficients of middle terms in the expansion when you consider the expansion as the ascending powers of x. Means the given binomial p plus qx to the power 9 in the ascending powers of x. What is the expansion? Follow the general expansion of binomial. It is 9c0 p to the power 9, then 9c1 p to the power 8 qx to the power 1. Like that, the last term will have 9c9 qx to the power 9. This is already in the expansion. Okay, this expansion is already in the ascending powers of x. You are asked, what is the ratio of the coefficients of middle terms? What is the ratio of coefficients of middle terms? So now how many middle terms? First of all, if you have a binomial a plus b to the power n, then how many terms it will have in the expansion? N plus 1. So yes, then as the power of the binomial is 9, the number of terms in the expansion are 9 plus 1 is equals to 10. So if there are 10 terms, then 4 here, 4 there, in the middle there remain 2 terms, which is like 5th term and 6th term, which are basically the 2 middle terms. So what you will do for this question, you will find out the 5th term and 6th term. For them you take their coefficients. Okay, and you consider the coefficients ratio in the ascending power of 6. So you notice that the power of x is more in the second term than the first term. So when you take the ratio out of the fifth and the sixth term, you will be taking the ratio of t6 by t5 with their coefficients. You have to take the ratio of the coefficients of t6 to t5. So now for that I am calculating for you, referring to the same formula I told you earlier. Tr plus 1 is equals to NCR P to the power R Qx to the power n minus R. Applying this formula here, what would be the T5 value here? R will be 4 that case, because you want this R plus 1 to be 5 means R is 4. So therefore the T5 is equals to 9C4 P to the power 4 Qx to the power would be 5, 9 minus 4, right? And what would be T6? Let us quickly write. It will be 9C5 P to the power 5 Qx to the power, because when you say, T6 R is 5 there, isn't it? Are you getting it? So now you have to take the ratio such that you are considering ascending powers of x. So the required ratio will be what? The ratio of the coefficients of x. So what is the coefficient of here? X power 4. It will be 9C5 P to the power 5 Q to the power 4. This is divided by here coefficient of x to the power 5. So it's a 9C4 P to the power 4 Q to the power 5. And you know students that 9C5 is same as 9C4. It will get cancelled. And out of the powers of P to the power 4 will be getting cancelled, and Q to the power 4 is getting cancelled. So what is remaining in the numerator? P, denominator Q, and the required ratio hence is P by Q, option B. Alright, coming on to the next question, and here they say under what condition the coefficients of x square and x power 4 are equal. This is again similar question as the 22nd question. Now you want in the expansion of P plus Qx to the power 9. Okay, x square coefficient and x power 4 coefficient. So you remember the general term of this expansion. It was NCR P to the power R Qx to the power n minus R. Now the n value is what here? 9, isn't it? So you want the 9 minus R to be the power 2. So accordingly R will be 7, and when you want 9 minus R to be 4, R will be 5. So basically you just now take the coefficients with the R7 and R5. So what do you get? The coefficient now. So coefficient of x square is equals to coefficient of x square. How do you write? 9c. See, R is what there for x square coefficient? R is 7. So 9c7 P to the power 7 Q to the power 2, because x square coefficient we are writing. Then x power 4 would be, for that R is 5. So 9c5 P to the power 5 Q to the power 4. So you can see that 9c7 and 9c5, they are like, you have to simplify. 9c7 is same as 9c2. So from p power 7 you reduce p power 5, p square remain, and from q square and q power 4, q square cancel. So there remain 9c5, which is same as 9c4 q square. So you know how to calculate 9c2. 9c2 is 9 into 8 by 2 into 1. P square is equals to 9c4, 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 upon 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 q square. So you can see that then the p square by q square value, see cancelling 9, 8 on both sides, 2 into 1 on both sides. What you remain on the RHS? 7 into 6 upon 4 into 3, which is like you can cancel this 3 2s are, right, and 2 2s are. So 7 by 2. What are you getting? 7 by 2. P square by q square you are getting 7 by 2, and as the option suggests there, B there. P square by q square is equals to 7 is to 2. That is 7 by 2. Coming on to now next question, which is now on PNC chapter, permutations and combination. Again here you are asked to answer the 3 atoms based on this particular info. So you have a word question, and in this word question you can see how many vowels are there. What are all vowels in this? U, E, I and O. 4 vowels are there, and the remaining are, yes, consonants. So you have remaining 4 letters which are the consonants Q, S, T and N. Now what they say, the very first 25th question on this para, they say that how many 4-letter words you can form where each of the 2 vowels and 2 consonants with or without meaning are placed. So you are about to make a 4-letter word. So the 2 places have to be for the vowels and 2 places have to be for the consonants. So how many vowels, by the way? You have 4 vowels. So you have to just choose 2 out of them to put it in the word you are making. So basically then you have to first do the selection, right? So out of 4 vowels, you will be selecting 2 by 4C 2 ways. Similarly, out of 4 consonants, you will be selecting 2 consonants in 4C 2 ways. And now for these 4 letters you have selected, any 2 vowels, any 2 consonants in this way, you are placing them in the 4P4, 4 factorial manner. 4 places, 4 letters in hand, right? So 4C2 value, 4 into 3 by 2 into 1. 4 into 3 by 2 into 1 into 4 factorial, you know, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is 24. So simplifying this 2 2s are 4 cancel. So you can see that the resultant number 9 into 4 into 24, which will get 36 into 24, or you can, you know, simply do it 36 into 24. You can find out there 36 into 24, which will be equal to, yes, 864. So hence the answer to this question is option number D. Coming on to the next question for the same paragraph. Now they say how many 8-letter words with or without meaning you can form such that consonants and the vowels occupy alternate positions. Now 8-letter word only you are forming. Make a note, 8-letter word you are forming. But condition is that 4 consonants and 4 vowels which you have already in the given word, they have to occupy alternate positions. So now what you can do is you first of all can place the vowels. Obviously they will occupy onto 4 places, and the remaining places you can place what? Consonants. Now this can be like alternate by placing consonants first and vowels later. So anyway then, for a vowels you have 4 factorial arrangement, and for consonants you have 4 factorial arrangement, and this arrangement can be twice made, right? Because this 4, like I said, no, vowels you can place first or consonants, right? So 2 types of it. So therefore 4 factorial, 24 into 24 into 2. So 576 into 2, how much you'll get? 2 6 12, 2 7 14 plus 1 15, and 2 5 10 plus 1 11, 1152, option C points. Coming on to the next question for the same paragraph, and they say make now 8-letter words again with or without meaning so that all the consonants are together. Matlab the 4 consonants out of the 8-letter word that you are making, you are grouping together. So 4 consonants you are taking it as one object or one unit. So actually how many objects you are placing now? This is combo of the 4 consonants, and this is like a one place for you, in that the 4 consonants are placed, and the remaining 4 places will be occupied by 4 vowels. You are not only arranging vowels, you are arranging the vowels along with this one combination of the consonants, right? So consonant is one total, like a one bunch, and then 4 places. So totally actually you are arranging 5 places in 5P5. But in that arrangement, the consonant that you group together, they are 4 different consonants, right? They can be again arranged amongst themselves in 4P4 ways, because there are 4 letters, 4 places. So that's why 5P5 into again the arrangement for the 4 consonants amongst themselves. So this is basically 5 factorial into 4 factorial. 5 factorial, you know, 120, 4 factorial, you know, 24. This simplification you calculate 12 fours are, right? It will be 48, then 12 twos are 24 plus 4, you have 28, 2880. So option B for this. Is that all clear? So we are done with the P and C, the 3 questions on the para. Now the next bunch is again answering 3 atoms based on the info that you know delta is the determinant of this general matrix. Notice the general matrix, it has got 3 elements, 3 rows, 3 columns, total 9 elements, and they say that for the element small a11, the corresponding cofactor is C11. For element a12, cofactor is C12, and element a13, cofactor is C13. So this is the info given to you, and they suddenly ask you the next question, what is the value of the sum of the product of element of a row. You can see A11, A12, A13 are the elements in a row, and C11, C12, C13 are their corresponding cofactors. You must have remembered that when you take the sum of the product of elements of any row or a column with their corresponding the cofactors, and that three products for a row or column, if you sum it up, you always get the delta, right? So this is nothing but the delta, that is the determinant of the matrix. So option is clearly here C. This is the definition of the determinant of the 3 by 3 matrix, that it is sum of the products of elements in a row or a column with their corresponding cofactors. Now for this row number 1, they have displayed you A11 with the C11 plus A12 with C12 plus A13 with C13, which is the definition of the delta, that is the determinant of the matrix, which they indicated by letter delta. Alright, symbol delta, sorry. So coming on to the next question, 29. Now they say, take the sum of an element A21 with C11, A22 with C12, A23 with C13. Students, you can verify this fact. If you take elements of one row, but its product you take with the cofactor of any other row or any column. So when you take the elements of particular row, like you have taken the elements from which row? Second row. But their products you have taken corresponding with the cofactors of some other row, right? So whenever you have such a situation, the value of this expression, when you find such way, taking the product of the elements of one row with the cofactors of any other row, then this sum of the products of such combination of elements will be always 0. You can verify this by just taking example. Alright, so hence the answer for this particular question is option A. And coming on to the last question of this session, again on the determinant, they say what is the value of this then? What is it? Determinant of the matrix. Determinant of the 3 by 3 matrix is sum of the products of elements in a row with their corresponding cofactors. Already for this particular data, you know that the determinant of the matrix is defined to be the symbol delta, right? It is already assigned. So yes, then option C, it was that easy question in this paper on the matrices and determinants. Hopefully the solutions are clear to you. Stay tuned. I'll meet you in the next session.